Loud. Okay, here they come.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, welcome. Hi, Erin. Hi, Sharona. Hi, Marty. Hey, Sandra.
It's actually happening.
Hey, Joyce. What a great group.
Welcome to the Enchanted World of Amy Zerner
We're in my studio,
and
our
Monte
studio, where the magic happens.
Yes, everyone, we're recording this, so keep that in mind. And if everybody could turn their cameras on, would be great. I don't know if you've ever. Hey, Rian. It's
Hi, Rian. So nice of you to join us.
Marianne.
Gosh, we so appreciate everyone who bought our vision board and is making this special little event with us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Um, and we'd like to thank at the very beginning here, Lauren, who's helping us out, who used to.
Friend Lauren, who's always there to help us. You know, during the pandemic, we did this weekly show called Ask the Oracles with Lauren and her brother Jeff.
Who's on the show,
And
actually.
it
He's
kept
right
us,
down there.
Hi, Jeff. It was so magical because once a week we would read everyone's cards, and it was like a way of socializing at the time when everyone was locked down.
Well, the Vision Board Oracle is our latest, and possibly our greatest thing. You all know that because you have it, that it's our latest. It's all about community, really. That's what the Vision Board Oracle is about, because yes, it's going to change your life, but it can also help you change other people's lives by having vision board parties like this. Because community, the buzzword, is very much like the old joke about the weather. Everybody talks about it, but nobody does anything about it. So we actually did something about community. And the Vision Board Oracle, yes, it's designed to be done in private, of course, but it's also designed to have a party. We've done it about 4 times. This is the first time we're doing it on Zoom.
And we hope it all works out because Mercury's retrograde, you guys. So
yeah.
We'll all be patient.
Not only is Mercury retrograde, but Venus is retrograde. And they're both conjunct in Aries, which is a great thing for retrograde peace negotiations. I'm hoping we'll even get some great news in the next few weeks about that.
We're eternal optimists, right? But this is like, we're away from doom scrolling today. We're away from the news today. We want to be enchanted.
That's right.
And because everything's in Aries, be careful when you're cutting.
Right.
While you're talking and cutting.
Right. Well, I'll be talking while you're cutting.
And I hope you had a chance to like set up your little area. I did.
Oh, check this out. Okay, you ready? This is a very, very cool.
We're very high tech today.
Okay. So here's Amy's setup.
I got my stuff. We'll go over all this later. And you know what else? I'm going to take you on a little tour of the studio.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just come back for 1 second.
Take a lot in today. It's 2 hours. I hope you can all stay with us.
But should everybody introduce each?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's everybody introduce
themselves. You'll help us have each person introduce themselves, and we're going to pick a card for each person that's going to embody the energy that might help you achieve your goal, that to keep in mind while you're making your vision board. And you can share your goal with us. We would love that. That's like when you ask the tarot cards questions. Should I say my question out loud?
Well, it's always a lot more fun.
It's more fun for everyone if you
share. Because this way we can gossip later.
But if you're private, don't want to share it, that's okay too. I'm very private.
She is.
But I'm going to share my goal.
And she's sharing her studio, which we'll go on a tour of after everybody introduces themselves. So how should we do this?
Okay, well, what I think we'll do, Monte and Amy, is I'm going to announce someone's name. I'm going to ask you to unmute. You'll see it come across your screen. The reason that we have you muted is because if all of us talk at the same time, nobody will hear anybody. So it's just for management purposes. If you do have a question, you can drop it in the chat. Sometimes when you raise your hand, I might not see who was first. So if we do it by who's in the chat, it makes it easier for us to get back to you quickest. Amy, go ahead.
They can ask any time during the 2 hours if you have a question
about
or whatever.
Absolutely. Anytime anytime you're ready to ask a question, just do it, and I will stop them as soon as I can when it's appropriate.
Okay,
So go ahead.
Each attendee, I'm reading this now,
Yes.
shares their name, where they're from, and one intention or goal they want to focus on during the class, and we'll all put energy into supporting you in that.
I'm gonna pull a card.
And Amy's going to pull a card for you for each person after they talk.
All right. So up first today is Erin.
I feel like I won something.
You
Hi,
did.
Hey, everyone. My name is Erin Talevich. Don't know where that M is coming from, but I'll accept it. I'm in Detroit, Michigan, but I'm from California. And I had the pleasure of winning the raffle, so I get to speak with Monte Farber next month at some point.
Cool.
I'm here with my dear friend Johnny. And my intention is to maybe not even reclamation, but to see where my voice is now in terms of my writing. So easeful flowing writing is one of my goals.
what a beautiful wish.
Excellent. Thank you.
Here, Monty, the attitude card.
I just,
Oh, okay. Sorry. Attitude. Now, that's an interesting answer to your question, right? And maybe there's something in the image there. There's a big
Amy, a little stronger on your voice, please.
Okay. It says, attitude, I attract success and helpful people into my life with my positive attitude. So basically, it says you have to have a positive attitude about your goal.
which you seem to have, by the way.
It's debatable.
But you know what happens, and this is what Monty's going to teach you with the quantum affirmation technique later, that things crop up, and sometimes it's surprising how we can sabotage our goal or put it down. Or what, that's what we're going to experience today. Like we have a goal, but what obstacles crop up that's really of our own making lots of times. So it's telling you to be a little more positive with attitude towards this goal.
That's
You'll be
that
wise
hits the mark.
and
Excellent. Okay. Our next introduction is from Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra.
Hi, long time. I am
That we
Sandra
know you from
Gilbert.
so long ago.
I know. I am actually in right outside of Nashville, Tennessee right now. I live in
Cool.
Columbia, Tennessee. I lived in Brooklyn for 30 years. That's how I know Amy and Monty through our time at East West Books and other places. My goal is to get more organized and focused on my YCAT yoga for cancer and chronic illness teacher training. I just need to get much more organized and more the ability to use social media and other platforms to broaden it and make it bigger.
Okay, let's see what can help Sandra. Alignment. Alignment. Let's maybe other people that are in alignment with you. I actually just picked that card for myself also.
Great. Thank you so much.
Can you read the back of it, Mike?
I align my actions with my purpose, creating success that is meaningful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Well, so far, so good on this.
Does alignment mean to find people that help her with the social media?
Yeah, exactly. But with oracles in general, it's always what it means to you is the important thing. But we're here to support everybody's design.
Hi, Sharona. I think you're next. So many people here we've met online
Yeah,
on social media. That's the magic of social media, right?
yeah.
Some of you we know in real life.
Sharona, you are next. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I'm Sharona. I live in Midtown Manhattan, and my goal here is I'm an artist and a designer and a tarot card reader, among other things. And my goal is to make this year a masterpiece. There's a lot of fear around this year. I want to push through it and come out the other side through the action of my vision board to to good stuff.
That's beautiful. Gosh, I love all these goals. So I picked the wellness card for you. But
That's
this is doing vision boards, and what you're talking about is about self-care. That's number one, right?
okay.
That's what this card is about. It says, I honor and support myself and my loved ones with my wellness practices. So we do that through art. We do that through posts. I think you're going to succeed in that goal, and we'll help you.
Thank you.
Can everybody hear me? I know I'm a little far away from the, okay, good.
Next, we'd like Marty to introduce herself. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Lauren. So nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
I'm Marty Laska, and I'm from, well, I'm not from, but I live in Beechwood, Ohio, right near Cleveland. I have a little bit of a throat and cough, but I am a counselor. I work online, mental health, and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, what is my goal? My goal is to increase my interactions with people in the world. And to do that, my specific material goal is to buy a wheelchair van so that I can get out and about rather than being stuck in my apartment all the time. So that's a biggie.
Well, gosh, we root for you for that one, and we love you, Marty.
I know.
Guess what card I got? The courage card. I mean, what you're going through takes a lot of courage, and it's very courageous of you to share it with us, and we know how hard it is.
It looks like it's gonna happen because what's more mobile than a leopard?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Unless it's a cheetah, in which case it's even more mobile. My fears are trying to help me, not stop me from bravely moving forward. Who wrote these things?
Good.
Moving forward, isn't that amazing? Now, oracle cards are like that. They always speak the truth. They always speak to what you're thinking about.
Well, when you have you pulling them, for sure.
I designed them, so I'm allowed to pull.
Yeah, these are our kids. This is as close as we're gonna get to having kids is these cards. This is fun. I'm sorry, I'm a Leo rising, so I have to
Emote.
and describe everything.
That's good, Monty. It's good to hear you always. Joyce, you're up. Nice.
Hello,
to see you.
everybody. Hello, Lauren. I'm so happy. It's like being with family. I love it.
Joyce is-
There's a paid political announcement. No, not really. This is Amy Zerner's. Amy
Oh,
Zerner's.
dress for success.
Amy Zerner's. Yeah. Okay. I'm done.
She wears my stuff more than I do.
The hardest thing is which one to choose. It's true.
You're on Shelter Island, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm on. My name is Joyce Bryan, and I'm on Shelter Island. And my idea is prosperity and abundance combined with service through my artwork and yoga teaching. That's my big thing.
You're so beautiful, Joyce. I think I have the same wish.
You're gonna become a yoga teacher?
She is a yoga teacher.
No, I thought it was, you said you had the same wish. Now I'm
Oh.
confused.
Generosity.
Ooh, I love that.
Thing to keep in mind with your goals.
Generosity is positive energy and it allows me to give aid to others. You're the most positive person I know.
And generous.
That's true.
Well, thank you. I guess I am.
That's positive right there.
Well, also it means you have to do some stuff for free, right?
As everybody goes quiet.
We like to do stuff for free.
Oh,
I
what
do-
happened? I was muted. Is that what happened?
Yeah, you got muted by accident. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
We have
I
to
think
get
it's,
to Marianne.
Yes, we're heading to Marianne. Now I'll mute you for good. And Marianne, it's your turn.
Anyone got any
Alrighty.
ideas?
Hey there, hi, Marianne Randazzo. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
All right, Brooklyn in the house. Sorry.
I participated in your weekly oracle reading, which was great. It got me through the pandemic since I was laid off during that time. So it was something to look forward to every week.
Yes.
My goal is I have this screenplay spinning around in my head and I just need to get it down on paper and I'm just kind of procrastinating. So I need to kill the procrastination. So I need help.
Okay, well, I picked the focus card for you. That's.
Oh, no kidding.
Here,
That's incredible.
I mean, it takes focus, right?
Uh-huh.
Goals, all these wishes, all these desires, then we have to focus. That's what the vision board helps us do. That's what using the oracle cards helps us do.
And it also says, make sure when you get the movie made, make sure the camera assistant focuses. I focus my
Will
logical
do.
mind. Sometimes they're out in the truck smoking weed. I focus my logical mind and concentrate on making smart, effective decisions. I worked in the film business.
So that
Cool.
procrastination issue is a big issue with a lot of people, so
Yeah.
and it's tied to perfectionism, by the way.
Thank you.
I was once concerned that I was a perfectionist and I read something. I said, oh, I couldn't be a perfectionist because if I was, I'd be a lot more perfect. And then I realized I had a problem.
Oh, good. All right. Is it Leah?
Leon,
All right. Leah, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Leah, and I am in New Mexico right now. And my goal is for myself and my family to have perfect health.
Excellent.
Yep,
we
and
like
that's
that.
that's it.
I think we all need to focus on that. Let's see what comes up. Intuition comes up. Intuition is a big thing with health.
Wait, let me just say that again, Amy.
Intuition card. Monte's trying to adjust the volume.
For some reason, wait, let me just show you this first, which is, this used to be our cat. I guess it's
Oh,
on the Rainbow Bridge. This is Kit Kat.
yeah.
You
And
know how intuitive cats are.
oh my God, they are. And this says, my intuition guides me to people, places, and work that I enjoy. Are you still on your journey? I remember you were on a journey kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was traveling around a lot, so but I'm still kind of in the process of finding the right place where I want to live. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Good,
But
good.
I think, if you're thinking about health for your family, I think you're very intuitive about that. And so this is telling you to listen or encourage that or hone that. We have to be intuitive about our bodies, mind, body, spirits, because sometimes we know best, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Leah. Rihanna or Rian, I'm not sure I pronounced it right. Sorry. You're up.
Hey,
How
hi
are you?
guys. I'm Rion. I'm from Sedona. And my intention is to move into a higher level of completion with my Enchanted Heart Wisdom Wise Women project and and be able to share more of the teaching and the beauty of it.
That is beautiful. I got the friendship card for you. I think, I know you have circles, and I think that's the key to making your circles bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're someone who does do something about community.
I do. For 40 years in Sedona, I've been gathering women.
Friendship, special friends are there to help me and bring me strength during difficult times.
Love that.
So it's just something to keep in mind, for the energy of your vision boards, for the energy of your goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good because I tend sometimes to be kind of a lone wolf in certain things.
Us too, but here we are.
Right.
Party time.
Right.
I wish I could feed everybody, but
She's quite the chef, as you can tell.
We have her cookbook.
Yes.
That's right. I forget we're among friends here.
That's right. Okay. Next up to introduce themselves is Kizzy.
Kizzy with the great name.
Okay.
Hi, Kizzy.
Hello. I'm Kizzy. I live in California, and my intention is to be consistent in having a healthy weight loss.
That can be done.
It's so interesting. I get the universe card. The universe will show me the right path to take. So maybe you haven't found exactly the right path, but you're going to define that a little bit more and be led to it.
Yep.
You know,
Thank you.
we ask the universe. That's what we do when we ask the cards.
I have a quantum affirmations for weight loss that I will send you. I mean, since you said that, I don't mind sending it to you at all, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. I'm working on it too.
Thank you.
Me
That's
too. Always.
Yeah, because you know, we had a documentary done about us, and then I was like, well, who is that? You know, so I'm getting ready for the red carpet.
Yes.
So I'll have to move twice to make a shadow.
But you know, spring makes us think that way.
That's true.
We get outside more.
Sure.
By the way, for astrologers like us, this is the beginning of the year. So this is a perfect time to make a vision board.
Right.
You know, it's time we plant seeds, we think about what we want to grow and blossom.
And it's a day after the Ides of March.
Yes.
The eclipse.
Yes, and eclipses are about reversals. And reversals can be good. You know, we actually had a miracle happen, right? Something we were waiting for till July happened early. So that's what the whole purpose of the vision boards and our manifestation technique is, to bring more magic into your life. Who's next?
Next, we have Joan.
Hi, Joan.
Hi, Joan. Joan is a
So excited to be here. I'm calling in from Washington and the San Juan Islands, and I was able to win the calendar.
Cool.
So that was really fun. And I have a little, the part that I'm loving about the Vision Board Oracle is Monday through Friday on Instagram, I pull a card from your law of attraction deck and do little videos. I do inspirational videos for like, you know, a minute or so. And it was so affirming to see in the vision board deck some familiar artwork and focus words for me, which it's so wonderful. This is just really a treat. I'm a little overwhelmed. It's really a treat.
Oh, thank you, for us too. Thank you, Joan.
We've been looking forward to this day for quite some time, especially when we finally got the 3-camera system to work. It's actually 1 camera and 2 iPhones, but
wow.
You'll see.
What's your goal, Joan?
Well, a weird thing has happened, and it started really last year, in that usually I'm very good at, you know, picking my word for the year, having my goals, having everything going in January. But it's become that now it really has to start with Aries new moon. And so what I've done, instead of doing a vision board, was pull cards, and the decks I was attracted to were yours. So last week I pulled Ace of Pentacles as the overall theme of reward. And then yesterday I went, okay, let's get prepared for the workshop today. And what was the card I pulled? But good fortune.
Okay, so you're going to be asking about money.
It's a very prosperous messages for you.
So
you know what I get for you? Flexibility.
Yeah.
And that's a message also.
Says I am flexible and adaptable to change. Gosh, I think that's a message for all of us these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am flexible and adaptable to change, the only constant in life.
That is the perfect one.
Oh, good. We aim to please here at the Enchanted World.
And
And
next
now
is Jeff Pulver.
Guest star.
I am Jeff.
Woo!
I really enjoyed co-hosting I Ask the Oracles. That was absolutely one of my favorite things to do on Mondays. And one day perhaps we'll do a special edition again for Ask the Oracles. My focus at the moment is, we'll just call it moving forward, to do the things to move forward, not look back, and to bring great things into existence.
I
And
love that. And you know what I get for you? Magnetism.
Whoa,
ooh,
perfect.
So I think just that mindset is going to bring what you need, what you
thank
want.
you. Thank you. Love that.
That's very Nikolai Tesla.
Sometimes we just have to lock into that belief, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
I attract and magnetize to me all that I need to get what I want. That's you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next up to introduce is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
hi, Lisa. So nice of you to join us.
You're muted.
She's doing.
Yeah, I was
Got
like,
it.
I didn't hit the right button, then I did.
It's okay. That's the story of our life here at the Enchanted World.
Yeah, same. Nice to see you both. So I'm Lisa, and I'm here in Middle Way, West Virginia. It's supposed to be the oldest town in the state.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're 1683 out here in East Hampton. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
old. Yeah.
That is, yes. Yeah, and there's like a ghost story here, like the Clipper. Anyway, I won't go into that one, but there's a, yeah. I might take a few minutes, but my goal is I am healthy and expanding my work and my gifts and abilities to assist myself and others on this adventure this year.
Sounds good.
I like that. Grounding. Grounding is your message to keep in mind.
Okay, thank you. Also, oh, I love the colors. Love it. Love the artwork. Is that a cardinal?
I think it's a parrot.
A parrot. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. That's my favorite number, 10. Thank you. I'm excited. I
You know,
center and oh, go ahead.
Found
Sorry.
myself despite emotional upset around me.
Oh boy.
This should be the
That couldn't
headline
be
on every newspaper.
right on, right? Yeah, and I'm a addiction and mental health therapist, and I have a son with autism, so that works. And I'm a Cancer rising, so yay. Okay, got it.
You're taking care of everyone else, so I think there's a message there with the.
Thank you.
Okay, it's now time for, is it Janet?
Janicky.
Janicky. Good to have you.
Hello, it's lovely to be here. I'm here in Denver, or I'm from Denver originally, but I'm zooming in from Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I've actually got this lovely, beautiful vision board from Amy hanging up in my office here for some inspiration here. But some of my goals today are I'm writing up my dissertation on tarot, so I'm also looking for some easeful writing. And one of the cards that Amy drew for me on the vision board was opportunity. And I've got the little card here too, and that's also as I'm finishing up this program, I'm also looking for new opportunities out in the world.
Well, you are a grand prize winner.
Yes, she won.
I am.
For her. Here you get instincts. Got to follow your instincts.
Ooh.
And there's a monkey there.
I love that.
To you.
I'm a year of the monkey. I'm a water monkey.
See, hello.
No coincidences. I act on my instincts and notice the signs and symbols in my life. And
that's what she writes about, signs and symbols.
Exactly. If anyone notices the signs and symbols, it's you. And there's some interesting news. Amy just completed 78 paper collages for the Karmic Balance Tarot.
I'll be sharing that soon, but it took me 2 weeks to get the glue off my hands. Just saying.
Well, you're saying it to the right bunch because you're all going to have glue on your hands in a few minutes, right?
Excellent. All right. So next up to introduce themselves is Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Hey, everybody. I live in New Orleans now, and my intention for my vision board is expansion. My book is coming out June 3rd, my
Nice.
first book, and I want to build my retreat, Playhouse Experience retreats to support those who are also creating their blank, which is the title of my book, Create Your Blank.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you can create anything you want.
That's right. That's right. You fill in the blank, and we support to help make that happen.
It's sort of like what we're talking about now. You have to pick one, pick a goal, right?
Yeah.
So what I get for you is interesting. It's non-attachment.
Ooh.
You know, as authors, we know what that feels like to have a book coming out, and you can't really be attached to how it goes out in the world. I guess, you know, you send it out. You have to separate your attention from your intention. You send it out with love, and you never know, really. But it's advising you to be non-attached. That
Okay.
you will reach your goal, but you don't have to be attached to it.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
I would put some butterflies in your vision board.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Beautiful. I can't read that, Monty, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm
Thanks.
sorry. It's
That's
what
okay.
Amy said. I am
What's-
certain that I will reach my goal while letting go of how it will happen.
Oh, perfect. What number is that?
What, sorry?
What number is
Oh,
that?
sorry, it's 35.
35. Thank
actually-
you.
That's actually a very important part of manifesting, is letting go of how exactly it will happen. Amy mentioned that
Yes.
about separating your attention from your intention. Because if you think about it, has it happened? It just doesn't happen.
Well, it always happens in a different way than you think it's going to happen.
Well, yeah, because that's what makes life interesting
So
and exciting.
we put our intention in the vision board, and then we'll hang it up and remind ourselves, but you know, to be open to how it happens. It always makes me nervous if people, like, they want to meet someone, they say they have to be tall, or they have to, like Monte, before he met me, he didn't want to have anybody wear eye makeup or eat meat.
Or smoke cigarettes.
And I did all those things when he met me.
And I had been a vegan for 7 years, and I was like, well, you want to go out for a BLT? You know, I ain't stupid. I was 24 years old, and Amy was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen.
But anyhow, don't be too locked into how you think something should happen.
Obviously, I wasn't locked in, even though 7 years is a Saturn square, and all your cells have changed in 7 years. So I was a different person. I was ready to be a BLTer.
That's what mattered, right? It made it all happen.
Sir?
Paula, you're up next.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm writing the microphone.
Hello, I'm Paul.
Hi.
I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey. I think my intention is to really master my crafts this year. I have a small digital lettering business, and I just finished my first client, a small project, and I'm a dancer, and I'm going to my first tiny competition on Saturday.
Wow.
So just really focusing and making time for it all, because I have a really demanding full-time job.
Okay, so you want to be able to make an opening in your life for those things and to.
Yeah, and just really excel this year.
It sounds like you were like us. We didn't want to have 9-to-5 jobs. We ended up with 95 jobs.
That's me.
I get inner peace. That's interesting, because when you're busy, and we know how that feels, you still have to carry your inner peace with you when you're doing your full-time job, when you come home. You know, Monte developed our first oracle when he worked in the movie business, which was pretty much, 16-hour days, but he would still find time to work on the cards and share them with people on the movie set, so that, sometimes they come together, the two things too. It's not always all separate.
I cultivate.
Like, you want people from your job to come see you dance, right?
Yeah, I see. That's a good idea.
I cultivate contentment and serenity, finding solace in moments of self-reflection. Yes, I'll never forget being on the set of The Last Dragon and having the director, Michael Schultz, say, well, we'll roll camera when Monte's finished reading for the crew guys. I was like, oh God, that's the last thing you want to hear the director say.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Next up is Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hello.
Are you Mama Harkins?
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's right. Yep. I'm Mama Harkins on Instagram and TikTok. I've been following you there. Yes. So I'm actually I'm in Ontario, Canada, just across the strait of the Detroit River from a couple of people on the call in Michigan.
That's so cool because now we can say we're international.
Yeah, that's I was wondering how many other people might be joining from another country. So yeah, yep. And so I've been studying different modalities. Something I'm very passionate about is belief-free patterning, and one of my intentions is about to completing my practicum for belief repatterning to be a practitioner. And there's a lot happening. I'm also employed by the auto industry. So yeah, there's a lot happening. So I'm really hoping, I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to be international with everyone from the States and bring some really wonderful energy to what's happening right now. And my intention this year is that I am enthusiastically open to receiving raised prosperity.
Beautiful. And I get ambition for you, and it sounds like you have that. You need the back of it. See, she's grabbing the reins there.
Okay.
That's sort of like a car, but it's a horse. 1 horsepower. I am ambitious and I do not procrastinate or waste time being negative. You certainly don't seem to.
Thank you.
Our next guest is Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
One of our
Hey guys, it's so good to see my old Zoom friends.
Yeah.
The Ask the Oracle's reunion tour.
It is. It's great to see Steph and Lauren and Marty and Joyce and everybody and all them.
Yes,
I am from Monteagle, Tennessee, the highest point between Chicago and Miami. And I am on a health journey. I'm going to require 2 surgeries to get all better. And I have to lose a good bit of weight, and I want to strengthen my cardiovascular system and my pulmonary system before that happens. The earliest it could possibly be is the end of this year. What is it that I should keep in mind to be successful?
Gotcha.
boundaries.
Yeah, and certainly
Boundaries.
when you're starting any kind of physical workout, take it slow. Don't okay, the guy says do 30 reps. I'm going to do 30. No, 3 reps. Start slow. Let's see. Okay, boundaries. Animals know, they do.
There's a little native people's energy in this card. And I wonder if there's a message there.
From the first peoples?
Yes.
This says boundaries. I set healthy, that's interesting. I set healthy boundaries that honor my needs and values in my relationships. Cool.
That's awesome. The first 2 cards I drew out of the vision board deck were focus and boundaries.
Well, there you go.
Well, boundaries means you have to say no to certain things, right?
Right.
Donuts, cake, pie, yeah.
That's all learned behavior.
Thank y'all so much.
I'm just talking to myself.
Remember Outward Bound We turned it into outward boundaries.
Yes.
So sometimes you gotta have training to have good boundaries.
But that's one of the great things about communities is we all support each other. We're all on it, all want to be healthy and live a long time.
Yes.
We all want to live until AI figures out a way to put us in new bodies.
Can we hold out? We'll try.
I think we can do it.
Next up is Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, everybody. And I'm Elizabeth, but I do go by Lizzie, Lizzy. And it's nice to be here. This is all kind of new to me, and I just found you guys, Amy and Monte. And so my intention is for positive abundance and for love. You know, I'm a very loving person and giving person, and anyway, I'm kind of a lonely person. But so to have positive abundance and more love in my life.
Okay.
And I'm from Abilene, Texas, but I currently live in Olympia, Washington. Wow. And I was so excited to get this book and the cards, and I just got them a couple of days ago. And I had to get somebody to cover my shift to even make this Zoom. And then I'm so silly because it's Eastern time. So I'll be doing my board after this because everything's all set up, but I'm not like ready, and just so glad that I got to be here. So hello, everybody. And
We're glad you're here too, but Amy's going to walk you through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to finish your board today
No.
or even make your board.
Yeah, I think
Get into the head of it. But guess what I got for you? Affluence, what that means to you.
All right. Affluence. I mean, I've got the card deck, so I'm going to check it out more closely too. Awesome.
The sport of kings.
Wow.
You know, these days, sometimes we dig in our heels, you know, are we supposed to have money? Does it take away from someone else? You know, do we deserve it?
Yeah. That's me. Yeah.
And even love, you know, do you deserve it? And why don't you? Why don't you? You know, there's something, and Monte's techniques are going to take you through that so we can face why we talk to ourselves like that.
Okay. By the way, it says I choose to be affluent and to live a healthy and wealthy life.
Yay.
As you define it, you know,
Yeah,
it's different for all of us.
We're getting down. We're getting close to the studio walk.
Oh, yes. Anne, we're going to ask you to unmute. I know your camera's not working, but if you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ann Richards. I live
Hi.
Hi, Monty. I live in New England. I have a Pluto transit coming at me that's going to create a T-square in my chart. And I'm old enough to remember the last time I was in a similar transit. So I'd like to be proactive about the changes that will be bringing into my life. I would prefer to choose some of my changes than to be shoved into them, if you see what I mean.
Yes,
and we're also of an age here where we need life to be a little easier rather than harder.
I have Pluto on my sun now.
I know that. I've been following you, Monty.
Oh, good. And I've had Neptune on my moon for a while. Amy's going to have Neptune on her sun. For those of you who don't know astrology, Pluto transits involve transformation, resurrection. Pluto is the god of the underworld who decided who went to heaven and who went to you know where. So it's confidence. This is from one of my favorite tapestries.
I picked for you.
Thank you, Amy. It's beautiful.
Well, yes. I mean, the fact that we're all alive and doing this, we've all gotten ourselves here. So we've obviously figured out how to survive this long. I believe in myself and my abilities to achieve success.
But you know, with Pluto, it's good to resurrect something.
Yes. I'm playing music again. I used to make my living as a musician.
Something from the past that you should be resurrected or dug into or go deeper into something. Pluto is so intense and it gets mad if you're not doing serious deep work. When I say it gets mad, you know, the planet.
Yeah.
I understand this. this T-square is affecting almost all my personal planets. So it's a reinventing. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. And you know, for those of you who follow us, you know this, but we got a 3-book deal with Inside Editions, who did the calendar and did the Vision Board Oracle. We had such fun working with them, and obviously they did working with us. So now I'm working on a book that teaches everybody how to read an astrology chart.
That's very Plutonian.
Yeah, so anything you can do to resurrect something that you did before, that's perfect to do when you have a Pluto transit. And for Neptune, you have to be a bit selfless or less selfish. And now we come to one of the least selfish people I know, one of our favorite people, Canella.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Canella.
All right, guys. I love you. I'm so glad I made it.
She's our new friend who we love.
Yes.
Hi, Big Papa. How you doing? You're looking slim and trim over there.
I'm working on it.
You're looking good. Bring those quantum affirmations over here, please.
Oh, that's what this whole experience is all about. Quantum affirmations. I hope nobody from the publisher of Quantum Affirmations is listening. Only kidding.
Oh, well, sneak peek for the favorites.
Well, you know,
what's your goal, Canella?
I've learned a lot since I wrote Quantum Affirmations, and everything I've learned since then is in this book.
Awesome.
Because you can have, using science, you can transform, and the vision board concept is so scientific, which we'll get into in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself, but Canella, you're on Long Island, right?
I'm in Queens.
Well, that's on Long Island.
He calls that Long Island.
That's the head of the fish.
No.
You're in the head of the
borough,
fish, you know
baby.
what I'm
It's
saying?
a borough.
Yeah, but Long Island's like a bigger fish. You know what I'm saying? It's
like a bigger fish. No.
A bigger fish. The
Queens.
boca is Brooklyn, and the head is Queens. You know what I'm saying?
No, but all my people at the apothecary are from Long Island, so that's where we met, through the apothecary.
Gotcha.
What are we going to concentrate on today?
So I have a lot going on, as you guys know. So I wanted to focus on what the second half of my life, because I'm turning 51 in June.
That's
what
a
I
very
need to
positive thought right away. You're going to be 102.
Yeah, exactly. Hey. So I wanted to see how the second part of my life is going to pan out. And while you were talking, what card is that? I can't.
Forgiveness. That's a hard one. But forgiveness, I release past pain and choose forgiveness in my relationships. I do this every night when I go to sleep, starting with myself.
But it's talking about the past, so you're definitely going to have it defining the past and then this next phase of your life, right?
Right.
Yes, that's exactly why I need to focus. And then these cards fell out, and I will show them to you in order. Okay. Universe.
Okay.
The universe will show me the right path to take to reach my goal. Intuition. My intuition guides me to people, places, and work that I enjoy. Focus. I focus my logical mind and concentrate on making smart, effective decisions. And this is the best one. Good fortune. The universe provides me and my family with prospects for good fortune. So these,
your life's going to be great.
It sounds like a great lineup.
So these are all going on my vision board. I'm going to copy them, and these are going to be what my focus is.
Perfect.
Excellent.
That's what
I love that.
I
love that.
I copied some for myself, and guys, you know, if you want to do that with any of your oracle cards,
yeah,
especially our oracle.
Yeah, they don't have to be ours.
No, they do have to be yours because they're the best.
It's just so we'll never forgive you if they're not. Wait a minute, you got forgiveness. Oh, well, okay.
I did get forgiveness,
Okay,
which
so
makes a lot of sense.
Well, yes. So
I'm just going to give you a little tour of our studio before we get started on the next phase.
We are so technical here.
just because we figured out how to do that.
Okay. This is Amy Zerner giving you a tour of Amy Zerner's studio.
Speaking of our oracle cards.
I don't know if anyone's going to be able to hear you. I wonder.
No, you talk.
Okay. Well, speaking of our oracle cards, here's our ego altar as opposed to your alter ego. These are most of, but not all, believe it or not, of the products we've done since 1988. It's funny what needing to make a living does. You just keep working, and one of the great things about us is, you build on the success of a previous one. This is Amy's largest tapestry. It is 9 feet high by 12 feet wide, and it's called Midlife Isis. It's the only piece she ever did a sketch for before she did it. She's going to show you the sketch. There it is. She actually transferred it to fabric and sewed it in. And as you can see, the sketch is different than what turned out. And to me, the symbolism there is you sketch your life or you have ideas and it turns out different. And she showed, she's now showing vision boards that she has done.
That's one I made for you.
This is one she made for me for my birthday. That's me. That's me. That's not me. This is the most boring. That's me again. It got less boring. And here, I get to live with somebody who is creative all the time. It's like I call her up and it's like calling the elves at the shoemaker's place. It's like, what did you do last night? How many 20 tapestries did you make overnight?
It's just to give them ideas on how composition.
This is just to give you some ideas.
This is a self-portrait.
And this is Amy's self-portrait. There she is. Looking very much like her amazing mother, who was wonderful. Pretty powerful. She sure is. Prayer for peace. Yeah, Mercury and Venus together. The prayer for peace. This is actually in the book. The great thing about collage, I'm sorry, Amy, what did you say?
You can cut out words.
You can cut out words, you can do anything you want, and if for some reason you don't like it, you cover it up. Amy started off as a painter. Her grandfather was a painter who studied with Robert Henry, who wrote The Art Spirit, very famous art book, and her grandfather was Clayton Spicer, and he has a lot of paintings, and he was from Pennsylvania. Amy's family on her mother's side goes back to northeastern Pennsylvania since the Revolutionary War and before. And Amy's great-grandfather was a lumber guy buying lumber for the tannery, the Brunswick Tannery, which was the largest tannery in the world. All the buffaloes from Buffalo Bill came back, and now their descendant is Amy Zerner making amazing clothing. This is some examples of the jackets that she makes that sell at Bergdorf Goodman in New York City. When she won the National Endowment for the Arts Award, we were at some gathering and she ran into someone she hadn't seen in a long time. Amy got tired of explaining to people what her work was because it's fabric collage tapestry and she'll put things on it. And so she put it on jackets, even though she didn't want anybody to sit on her work. She put it on jackets and would spin around and say, I do this. And one of the people that saw it was someone she knew from college. And she said, I can sell that. I'm a personal shopper from Bergdorf Goodman. And until then, Amy had never even considered it. And we went into Bergdorf Goodman, and a wonderful woman named Deborah Sauce, who was in charge of the buying of the thing, said, yeah, sure, this is great. And Amy's been there for 23 years. And I don't know if any of you know about Bergdorf Goodman, but it's really hard to get in there and it's super hard to stay. And she's been there for all this time. She's their secret weapon. There are people that have 20, 30 of her garments and they're not cheap. One Saudi princess has 83 of her caftans over the years. And if there's one place in the world, I'm sure you can get a caftan if you're a Saudi princess, it's Saudi Arabia. but she obviously saw what's going on with Amy. That's me. I'm available for sale at Bergdorf Goodman. And there's the computer, and we're back. How's that for technological prowess? I mean, yeah, really, now let's make sure we haven't screwed it up completely. No, hold on. Wait, okay, yes, oh my God.
Now we do the little meditation to get into the head.
Okay, so now you've been in a consecrated temple to the goddess of art, or also known as Amy's Studio. That's an AKA for you. And so I'd like to read a little meditation. So if everybody will take a couple of deep breaths.
Maybe close your eyes.
Because this will help us to entrain our hearts and our intentions. So close your eyes, relax. I'm not there, so I won't be picking your pockets. Okay, so to all, you can tell I grew up in Brooklyn. To all there is, wondrous, wise, powers of water and earth, fire and skies. Peace and love, please join me here to sweep this space all safe, all clear. Away with the toxic, in with the light. Bring to me guidance to envision what's right. To be attuned and not make mistakes helps me to see the actions to take. And as an author who always is editing, I like to edit that because not make mistakes should not be there, because when you're doing this, there are no mistakes.
Especially with collage. You can't make a mistake with collage.
Exactly. You cannot make a mistake with collage. That is the purpose. Amy started off as a painter, you know, from her mother was an artist and did children's books and greeting cards under the name Peja for a company called Fervesi Lamont. And I'm sure you've seen them. They're really adorable.
I just wanted to share my wish. Monte, you don't have a wish because you're not making.
You are my wish.
My wish is to have my art out in the world more in museums. I would love a retrospective, so that's what I'm going to work on to manifest.
And do you want to show some of the words you picked for that, or no?
Well,
We'll get to
do
that.
quantum affirmations first. If you have stuff to cut up, Monte's going to teach us his manifesting technique, and we can be cutting while he's talking, or just even starting to play with your vision board.
Okay. I mean, do what you want, because I make you all honorary Aquariuses. It's like I'm deputizing
No rules.
the posse. I'm a Leo rising with 3 planets in Aquarius. You know, we don't need no stinking rules. We're the federales. So you're all federales today. You can make it if you want. You don't have to. You don't have to make your board now. But I'd like to talk about oracle cards, using oracle cards for guidance. Those of you who follow us might know that in 1988, my karma cards came out, and they're an astrology-based flashcard system. And to me, the Vision Board Oracle is not the end of the line, but it's the culmination of my understanding of karma. I call karma cards at a time when people thought karma was, I don't know what they thought. There's a lot of pushback from Penguin books. But karma, according to Edgar Cayce, the great psychic, whose chart actually, believe it or not, is kind of similar to mine, he said karma is meeting yourself. And because it's you who determine what you think you should experience in this lifetime. I mean, that's a very, very eagle height overview, other dimension, because there's so much suffering in life. And some people suffer just unbelievable things. But on the esoteric level, I don't know if it's true or not, but a lot of different teachings talk about how we plan to experience that which we think we need to experience. And oracle cards are a way to help you obtain guidance from your higher self. So the Vision Board Oracle is a way to get in touch with your higher self, and that usually comes to you through hunches, intuitions, but it's good. It's good to use oracle cards because you bounce off it. It's like the tarot in the sense that we did our Enchanted Tarot before there was search engines, but we realized that the tarot was really the first search engine. You get an answer, you think about you plug in your question as you're shuffling, you get an answer, and then, oh my God, you have to figure out what it is. I don't know about you. Well, Grok's a little better, but if you use Google or any of these other ones, you have to interpret what's going on. And wait a minute, we're a 3-camera operation. Let me turn this so you can watch Amy doing her cutting.
No.
Oh
I'm
no,
not ready.
of course. How could I have even said that?
Well, I'm going to do a whole thing when you turn the camera on. But
Well, all I'm doing is having my eyes closed and speaking.
well, do you
It might be
background
interesting.
information?
Just give me, hold on a second. I'm going totally technical. Okay, so this is our 3rd camera, everybody. So she's cutting. I mean, you don't have to think that you're on camera, but you are. Okay, so we're talking about oracle cards. So what's an oracle? If you look in the dictionary, the oracle, it says that an oracle is a person through whom the quote small g God speaks, like the oracle at Delphi. And if you look at the Rider-Waite deck, the Rider-Waite tarot deck, you'll see the high priestess is kind of like the oracle at Delphi because there's she sits in between 2 columns. On one column at the oracle at Delphi, it said, know thyself. And on the other column, it said, nothing in excess. And nothing in excess seems to really work. Amy's grandmother lived to be 102. She had 2 cigarettes every day, 2 scotches every day. We asked her, what's the one piece of chocolate every day. When we asked her, what's your secret of longevity? She said, no vegetables. And she wasn't kidding. So, and she thought it was so funny that we ate organically. But she said that the chickens and the meats and the various things did taste like food tasted when she used to live on a farm. She lived in Brooklyn when it was farms, not too far from where I grew up. She lived, I think, on what's Avenue D, and there was a farm there when she grew up. She was born in 1898. And an oracle, so, is the person who speaks, but it's also what the oracle says is also called an oracle. It's like the king received an oracle after visiting the oracle at Delphi. And so, and it's also the medium, right? So it's not just the person. So oracle cards are ways of getting messages from the divine. So when we included an oracle deck with the vision board, what is the purpose? Well, the whole purpose of the vision board, and what's great about the vision board is the concept is not occult. It's very well known and it's been practiced for a long time. And what's great about the vision board oracle cards is they are designed to inspire ideas and concepts for you to put into your vision board. They're designed to answer questions, and they're basically designed for you to see how you feel about the answers that you get. See, I can never cut that precisely. Yeah, nope, it just, everything I would do would have.
My favorite scissors, everybody.
Oh, she's sharing secrets.
I said I would.
Right, so I don't know about if everybody's cutting and doing stuff, but we're showing the picture of Amy cutting. It's fascinating.
It's such a big part of what I do.
Yeah. I mean, she did 70. We'll show you some of them.
Guys, can you?
You can see this is the bowl of some of the words that she's been cutting.
Were you able to make a little place to work? Most of you? Doesn't matter. I know it's not always convenient with the computer and everything, but I've been gathering things for my wish.
Amy, there was a question about the kind of scissor that you're using.
Okay. It's, let's see, Fiskars.
Fiskars. Fiskars.
Is it a Fisker's fine point or for tiny, like, because it has a different kind of, it looks like it has
Spring.
a lock on it, a spring and a lock.
And anyhow, it's very handy and easy to do, small curve, like just when I was going around that circle. It's just easy to manipulate rather than bigger scissors. And I have a couple of pairs because it's my favorite. And by the way, the book, most of the cards in the deck are fabric collage, and the book also has a chapter about working with fabric.
And another piece of the question was also, are there good places to download public domain art? Things that you can use without getting in trouble?
Yes. I mean, just type in what you're looking for, and that's, sometimes it's not handy, but say you want the certain interior look, that you want to change your house into, or if you're looking for, something very specific, type it in to Google. And, you can even type in public domain or free images and then click on images. And it's a wealth of, treasures that you can find. That's a really easy way to find the images that you need. And then when you're looking through magazines, you really just want to stop at what appeals to you, what catches your eye. It might be something very subconscious, like for a color, or you don't know that you were looking for it till you come upon it. I always think not to overthink is good advice, because we literally be drawn to different things. I just wanted to show you a pile that I collected. So you want to have some big pieces of colors, for the background, and then make a pile of smaller things. Here's the card that I picked. I think somebody else got the alignment card. So I transferred it and copied it on my photocopy machine. It's me with my artwork in front of the tapestry I just showed you. Surprise. I like surprises. So that goes back to not knowing how your wish is going to manifest, but I like to not know. See, what else did I pull? One of my tapestries.
One of the 1,000-something tapestries.
I deserve it. I deserve it.
You sure do.
What else do I have here? You might not use everything that you pull, but it's good to have a lot to work with. I love butterflies because butterflies are the spirit, they're free, they teach us that we can do whatever we want. Important art collector. Is this us?
Yes.
It's really fun, guys. To think what words tie into your goal. Here I am, taking a leap of faith. Anyhow, I'm going to try to assemble all this while we're talking, while Monte teaches us quantum affirmation.
Yeah. Okay. So, you're going to be doing stuff,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Before I get started, today I'm going to use this gel medium. Have any of you played with that? What's so easy for a vision board, this is another glue I like, that's if you're doing serious art. It's called a PVA, professional quality adhesive. And, it's sort of like Elmer's glue consistency, but it's very permanent.
Amy, can you read the names and who makes those things? Because we're recording this, and now Zoom comes up with in words, they come up with a synopsis.
Okay. So this is Books by Hand. I get it on Amazon.
It's called Books by Hand?
Books by Hand makes it.
Oh, and what's it called?
pH neutral.
PVA.
Yeah, but pH neutral too.
Okay.
It's a weird name. What can I say? The gel medium is so easy because you can use it as glue, and then you can use it as a sealer on top.
And who makes it?
This is just one, but there's so many different kinds.
Well,
It's TCW.
Okay.
gel medium, clear. It's clear. That's why you can put it over the top when you finish, and it seals. And you can be messy and just put a whole glob of it on and press the paper on and then go over it.
Oh.
I got my brushes ready.
Cool.
I got some water because you want to clean your brushes.
Amy, do you get them both on Amazon?
Yeah.
So it's TCW gel medium, that's clear, and I missed the name of the first one. I'm so sorry.
It's a weird name.
Maybe it's easier. It also comes, it's called Talas, Talas. Talas. It's like bookbinder's glue.
But that
bookbinder's glue is okay.
What's that PV stuff that you had?
It's the same. It's called Talas glue or PVA neutral, pH neutral glue.
And it says meal or ideal, ideal for bookbinders and paper projects.
That's right. It's really good. I just did 78 pieces with this. I went through maybe 5 of these.
The woman is a machine.
And then there's zip dry, which is easy to use.
What's that for?
Same thing, collage. You know, some people like glue sticks.
Oh,
And
and
then some people are going to do it with the bulletin board.
Right,
And
right,
if you do
right.
it with the bulletin board, you can change things easily. And even with your vision board, you know, you can always add things. This is what it looks like. I'll work with it and show you.
Lunchtime. Okay, so back to using Oracle cards for guidance. So the whole concept behind Oracle cards is Carl Jung's theory of synchronicity, which things that occur at the same moment have a relationship of significance, not necessarily actual causality. It's just like everything is beautiful in its own way. Everything is related to it. I mean, we've all have a million coincidences a day. It just depends on whether you're paying attention or not. So when you shuffle cards with intention and pick one, at the very least, let's say there's no magic. You know, Einstein said you can live as if everything's a miracle and nothing's a miracle. If you're living as nothing is a miracle, if you pick a card and nothing is a miracle, you're going to get some words that I wrote or some other Yahoo wrote on their particular, you know, Oracle cards. And those words are going to trigger stuff in you. That's just the way it works. And if they're not, well, what are you doing with an Oracle deck? But if you have an Oracle deck, you're going to get words, it's going to trigger something, how you feel about it.
But you should only work with ones that you really love the artwork and you really love the author.
Yes, I think they're kind of, we're preaching to the choir here. But the whole concept is to improve, right? I mean, that's what I like to think. If those who think that they're as good as they're going to be, they're not going to be using Oracle cards. But I've always been committed to personal growth because I did not want to end up like my parents. And so, and it has led me to Amy. So obviously I know something. And the concept of Oracle cards is you pull a card and you get an answer. And I like to think that everything is a miracle. And I've seen so many miracles. And in terms of manifestation, it really does work. And it works because of physics. And this brings us to the concept of why do oracles work? Why do affirmations work? And why don't they work? The reason affirmations don't work, and we were friends with Louise Hay. You know, we used to celebrate her birthday with her. And the reason, I never told her this, but the reason affirmations don't work is they're too positive. And what happens is you start doing affirmations, everything's going great. You get to the point where in your mind, you know, you say every day in every way I'm better and better. And some part of you says, well, maybe not. Maybe not every way. And then you're like, it throws a wrench into the whole situation. And then eventually you stop because you didn't go through, it's like the hero's journey. The hero's journey is all about the monsters are stopping you and the situations are stopping you. And when you get to the end, the worst monster is you. You realize that, oh my God, it's been me the whole time. And so the point is to get beyond the part where it's scary. And when I wrote quantum affirmations, one of the reasons I had to say to myself, you know, I started off as a homeless, sad person, you know, mother was mentally ill, grandmother hung herself, grandfather was falling down the street alcoholic. How did I get beyond it? Well, being an Aquarius, I got to say, helps because you don't care. And then the other part about it, you know, it's like, that's them, this is me. But there's a big component in it of I'm willing to take the bad with the good. Because let's say, I mean, the most obvious answer is like, if you win the lottery, you're going to find relatives you never had before, including people that aren't your relatives. But people are going to try and scam you. And so when you're doing an affirmation, let's say you want to get healthy, or if you want to look better. If you want to look better, guess what's going to happen? People are going to talk to you. And so you know, there's a book called Fat is a Feminist Issue. And I've read it, and I think it's an amazing book, but it talks about the fact that if you really look good, then you have to deal with all these jerks who are coming up to you and saying, oh my God, how's it going, baby? Believe me, I'm not a fan of a lot of men because I grew up with men. My father was a policeman. I used to hang out with those guys when I was a kid. A lot of them are jerks. And so I can understand why someone would want to put themselves in a situation where they're not attractive to people that are annoying. And the operative word is put themselves in the position, because you have to realize that you have the power to transform, and you have gotten yourself to where you are now. You can get yourself to where you want to be, and there's science behind it. And so in our technique, and it's in the Vision Board Oracle book, the first thing is you have to say, what do I want? What do I want? And that usually stops everybody. As I'm a psychic, I'm an astrologer, I do readings for people all the time. And I say to them, what do you want to know? And they're like, well, can't you just read me? And I'm like, no, I need you to tell me what you want, because a lot of times people say, well, I want to meet somebody. But what they're really saying is, I don't want to be lonely. And you don't have to have somebody with you to not feel lonely. When Amy and I were asked to do a book on relationships, which is called The Soulmate Path, we went into different rooms and wrote the same thing. If you're not happy being alone, you're not going to be happy being with somebody else. Because face it, it's mainly women here today. Guys are a pain in the ass. And if you're going to be with somebody, it's going to be annoying. And that's what you have to visualize at the end. I'm getting ahead of myself, which is what Aquarians do. You have to, when you get to that point where, you know, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better, and you say to yourself, well, maybe not really. You have to say, yes, I'm smart. I realize it. Yes, that's true. I can deal with it. That's where the rubber meets the road in affirmations. You have to understand the old expression, it comes with the territory. Getting what you want is not going to be, you know, angels and trumpets. There's going to be other stuff. And so after you get into what do you want, the second stage is, why didn't you get it yet? And you have to, that is right away sending you into a little bit of nervousness. But the whole purpose of
Give them a chance to apply that to their goal.
Okay, when Amy said I should give you a chance to apply that to your goal. Now, when you say that, do you mean in terms of what they're putting?
The history, you know, first think of your goal, you know, your quantum affirmation.
That is what I'm doing.
I know, but give them a chance. Okay.
I don't understand what you mean. Stay in your lane, baby.
You're going fast.
Well, okay, I'm going too fast. I'm sorry. Yeah, the whole thing about what do you want, it's really important. So in terms of your vision board, sorry, I got ahead of myself. Put in your vision board what you want. So, and that definitely will apply to cutting out things, the words that you want, and how do you want it to happen, even though it's not going to happen that way. But, you know, what do you want to have happen? So that's how that is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next thing is, why didn't it happen? And maybe your words can relate to that in some way. That's actually new territory.
Mm.
You heard it first here at the Enchanted World. It's like, why didn't it happen? It's a big one. The second one is a big one. This one, because the whole purpose of the whole five-fold process is to make you a stronger person. We're not doing it the way the military does, because the military breaks you down and then builds you up. We're doing it, taking you from where you are and getting you to where you want to be. And there's a scientific basis for it. Okay, I'll tell you, I keep saying that, but I don't explain it. Here's the scientific basis. There's something called quantum physics, and it's also known as particle physics. And the reason it's known as particle physics, because it's about the smallest particles. If you've read anything about quantum computing, it sounds like, what? And Niels Bohr, who was one of the early quantum physicists, I think it's him who's quoted as saying, if you don't think it's weird, this is a paraphrase, if you don't think it's weird, you don't understand it. And Einstein did not like it, even though he was one of the early quantum physicists. He said it's spooky action at a distance. And he said, God doesn't play dice with the universe. And I think either him or one of the other ones said, well, who are you to say what God does? You know, face it, these guys, that's what they did. They should have been making vision boards. They weren't. They were making trouble. So, but anyway, getting back to the physical basis of it. So here I am, I'm thinking, why did I have this weird beginning of my life? Yes, I was a musician. Yes, I was a good bass player, all this other stuff, but I wasn't happy. And now I have this amazing life. How did it happen? And I realized I actually have a technique for it, and the technique actually mirrors science. And in quantum physics, they view light as being both a particle and a wave. And I thought to myself, well, since the quantum physics things seem to work for my life, maybe consciousness is the smallest particle. Because believe it or not, they don't know what consciousness is. Nobody does. No matter what they say, they don't know what consciousness is. And so,
Go back to your shot.
Go back to what?
To the shots of you talking.
Oh, with my eyes closed? Okay. Hold on a second. You got to push pause.
Okay.
We found out that if you don't push pause, it's a
I
disaster.
just want to say one thing. I've laid out my board. So there's a couple ways to go now. I can take it all apart and do it from memory and be open to happy accidents. Doesn't have to be exactly the way I have it now. Or you can take tissue paper and trace it and number 1, 2, the order coming from the back. We want bigger pieces in the back and then the smaller pieces as details on the top.
How about just taking a picture with your phone?
Yes, and that's the best way, but I didn't have my phone.
Oh, right, because we're using
Give
our
me your
phone for
phone.
that shot. Okay. So is that the phone is that the camera you want to be using now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want me? I'm just taking a picture.
Amy, I'm afraid if it'll crap out. Okay. Sorry.
Now you can go to your phone.
So raw, it's bleeding. We're really okay. You have to hit pause on this camera.
Okay. Right.
We found out if you don't hit pause, it's not a good thing. And we're back. Here we are, here at the Enchanted World. So we were talking about, right, okay, so consciousness is the smallest particle, and now you apply all the different quantum physics things to the smallest particle, which is consciousness. So, excuse me, a little water. So how does this apply to using a vision board to manifest your destiny? Okay, well, the vision board is a way of focusing. It's a way of answering the other questions. But the way things work is quantum physics, which is very weird, postulates that in any moment there are probable futures. There are futures you can get to. Now it starts to sound like science fiction, but this is what people like Schrodinger and all these other people came up with. So how do you get to, it's like I don't know if you remember what a phonograph needle does in a record. A needle is the point, there's a groove, and it vibrates in terms of that groove. So the needle is the present moment. The record that's spinning is the past and the future. How do you get to the, that's more ordained. How do you get to the future that you want to get to? The way you get to the future that you want to get to is by magnetizing yourself with that future. And that's where a concept, Einstein's spooky action at a distance, comes in. It's called quantum entanglement. You're going to try and entangle yourself with the future that you want to get to. And you do it through consciousness, because remember, we're talking about consciousness as the smallest particle. So that requires visualization to sort of plant your flag in the future you want to get to. Because quantum entanglement, and it's been proven through quantum physics, and this is one of the weirdest things about it, if you take two electrons and you touch them together and you bring them to different parts of the universe and you spin one, the other one spins. Don't ask me how they figured it out. Don't ask me about the math, but it's an accepted fact in quantum physics that quantum entanglement is a real thing. And there's also something called quantum tunneling. And that's how you get from one thing to the other, because you tunnel through time. And I know all this sounds nuts because quantum physics sounds nuts. And if it doesn't sound nuts, you're not really listening. But yet, they're days away from quantum computing. There's news about quantum computing all the time. And once quantum computing comes in, it's going to be so fast, computers, that I don't think people are going to be able to have passwords. They're going to have to come up with a new concept because, you know, right now you get a really good password. It says it'll take 11 million years. Well, guess what? With quantum computing, it won't take 11 million. It'll take like 11 hours or something less. So why use that concept that I'm talking about in the Vision Board Oracle? Well, we're trying to establish a connection to have a quantum entanglement with that future. And the way you entangle yourself with that future is by doing this five-fold thing, because your consciousness is powerful. You are trying, there's a future and you see it. Okay, you don't see it till you get to step 5. First step is, what do you want? So you put on your vision board what you want. You might want to put step 2 in there, which is why I didn't get it. Or maybe you want to make a whole other vision board about why I didn't get it. Or basically, you should be able to look at why you didn't get it without it bothering you. That's the goal. It's like it's okay that you didn't get it. That's what Amy just said. Right. So those of you who know about Yogananda, Autobiography of a Yogi. I don't know if you ever read that. It's a very, very great, wonderful book. I was reading it when I met Amy, along with Seth Speaks, which is an interesting book also. And Yogananda had a teacher, Sri Yukteswar, and he said the goal of a yogi is contentment in all circumstances. That really is true. I mean, it's pretty hard to do, but that when you're in the stage that you are not resisting. Another thing Einstein said is time is the resistance to everything happening at the same time. So if everything that's happening everything in the world that's possible, that's kind of like the Akashic record, which is the ancient name for what they now call the quantum field, which is everything that ever happened, could happen, will happen. You know, it's that whole Einstein's theory of energy. I know I keep coming back to Einstein a lot, but he really put his finger on it. If it's all energy and it's all outside of time, then we're all connected. And if we're all connected to that possible future, how do we get there? So we do the 5-step program. I know it sounds crazy, but what do you want? Why didn't I get it? Then you have to identify your gift. And this is all part of the getting over fear part of what making a vision board is. Because a lot of people say, oh, I can't draw a straight line. I'm not an artist. I'm not this. We're talking about a vision board. You know, I can make a vision board. Children make great vision boards. I mean, there's a lot of people who think that being able to be an artist is unlearning. things. I mean, Amy's a natural and always has been. But so here you are, you get to the point, step 3, which is identify your gift. What comes to you effortlessly and endlessly? Like you could be a great parent, you could be a great cook, something that you're really good at that you don't have any doubt. When you do it, you do it. You don't think about it. It's like, oh my God, what am I going? No, it's what is that? And then step 4 is to blend your gift with your goal. And this comes back to getting over the fear that prevented you from getting what you wanted. Okay, so in the Celtic or Celtic cross, depending on whether you come from Boston or not, of the tarot, the concept, one of the positions, and depending on if you use 10 cards or 11 cards, there is a position called the hope and the fear. And I always used to say, why does it mean the hope and the fear? And then I realized, if you don't have it, why didn't you get it? You didn't get it because you're afraid of it, or else you'd have it. So the hope and the fear. And that's what the purpose of blending the gift, something that flows to you effortlessly and endlessly, which is hard to say, and your goal, because you want to get over the natural fear that you have because you haven't gotten it yet. You're trying to make friends with yourself, trying to make friends with your goal, trying to give yourself a break, which you'd probably give to anybody else in the same exact position. And so you blend your gift with your goal and just do it as meditation. And I do it before I go to sleep and when I wake up. You do it twice a day. You don't have to do it all the time because, as we said before, you got to separate your intention from your attention. I mean, everyone's got things to do, but it helps. It helps to work on your self-dialogue, because a lot of times people will be, affirmations are all about, I mean, everyone's using affirmations all the time, everyone, except usually it's, I can't do this because, this can't happen because, that's an affirmation. So we're trying to change the inner dialogue and get people to be more in touch with their inner artists. And I mean, life is like collage. It doesn't always work out perfectly. And there are ways you can sort of glue things over other things in life. Wait, are you doing stuff? Wait a minute. It's time to get back.
For a minute.
Wait, hold on.
Monty, we had a question. Are we going to be sharing a copy of the video with the participants?
Yes.
Okay, there's your answer. Yes. And we have a new person who came in while you were doing all your stuff. Her name is Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
Do you want her to introduce herself right now, or are you guys on a flow?
No, she can come in.
She can come in and she can say stuff.
She's going to visit us next week.
Oh, good. So Heidi, we're asking you to unmute, and if you can turn on your camera, that would be great too. And just let us know where you're coming in from. And the question that everybody answered before is, what is their goal? Is that correct, Monty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi guys. Hi, Amy and Monty. Thank you so much for hosting this. I'm calling in from Sag Harbor, and I just love everything you guys are doing. And it's my first vision board, and I apologize. I had my son had some baseball related delays, so I had to get on late. But I'm so glad you guys have a recording. And yeah, and I'm working on cutting out all of the just different things from different magazines and trying to figure out how to organize everything. And then I'm gonna start assembling it all.
I'm so glad you can make it. And
Monty's in the middle. I'm making a vision board, and everyone's working on their little area.
Amy, tell them about that thing that you're using now, the brayer.
So the brayer is, once you adhere your piece, you might want to press it down to make it stick and to get the bubbles out. If you don't have one, you could use a rolling pin or a glass and roll it down. But you know, sometimes depending on how wet the glue is, it'll cause some bubbles.
Cool.
Mine's covered with glue because I just did 78 collage.
Yes, and it's called a brayer, right?
Yes.
B-R, how do you spell it?
Brayer, correct?
Okay, like a donkey.
And also what I'm doing, because I'm using the gel medium, I have a Kleenex and a little bit of water, and I just wipe it down. You know, one thing I love to collect are wallpapers. And wallpapers you can get wet and wipe them off because they're wallpaper. So sometimes your local wallpaper store will give you old sample booklets, and I love those. And I have ones from the 70s, which are really cool. But, you know, they're all full of interesting patterns.
Cool. Okay. Oh, so Heidi just came in. Okay, so we're talking.
Heidi, tell her what you've been talking about.
Okay, I've been talking about how to relate the vision board to getting to the future you want to get to. And it's all about quantum physics and the concept of quantum entanglement. We visualize our consciousness as the smallest particle, smaller than light. And we use the quantum entanglement technique that there's a probable future out there implied by our intentions in this moment to link us with that future that we want to get to and our present moment and our intention. And so the first thing you start off with is, what do you want? And that's where vision boards come right in, because they help you isolate what you want and focus on what you want. And the clearer you can be is the clearer what your result will be.
I thought everyone was very clear with their goals.
No, they were great. And that's why the concept of vision board should actually be taught. I mean, instead of making stupid stuff in kindergarten, they can have kids doing this their whole life. And maybe they will, who knows, you know, there's been changes. I remember when I was into eating naturally in 1966, it was not popular and they thought you were a health food nut. But I'm 75 and I'm healthy, so it works. And it's the same thing. Now you can get health food at Costco, you know, all this organic stuff. So there's a chance that maybe one day they will teach tarot.
Tell them that how you chart astrology.
I did teach astrology at the public school out here when my nephew was in 5th grade. And there was a wonderful teacher named Hugh King, and he was crazy enough to let me teach astrology to a 5th grade class in a public school. That's as nuts as when I was in Brooklyn Technical High School, we studied the Bible, I swear to God, as a secular book for a whole term in honor English. I was in the honor English class, and I'm telling you, that really was helpful the rest of my whole life. But anyway, one day they'll teach this in school. So I taught everybody astrology, and let me tell you, they talk about kids being behavioral problems. You could hear a pin drop, because I was talking about them. And then they could gossip later about, oh yeah, he's a whatchamacallit. But anyway, they got it. I asked questions, they asked questions, it was great. And I never was asked back, but you know, you can't have everything. Well, because one of the letters I got a lot of letters saying thank you so much, and one of them said thank you so much for telling me that I'm an Aries, but when I got home I found out I'm a Jehovah's Witness and we don't believe in astrology. And I'm sure the kid's father was not happy about it, or mother. But I had a great time, and one day I think it is going to be taught in the schools, because it is a way of giving you personal power. And that's what I think is one of the best things about the vision board concept and the vision board oracle is, yes, community, but in terms of personal power, it's a way of focusing your personal power. It's a meditation. Doing it is a meditation. Actually, I'm watching Amy do it. Watching it is a meditation. And we have in our consciousness the ability to link up with the future we want to link up with. So first one is identify your goal. You make your vision board based on that. Second concept is, why didn't you get it? The more adventurous and the brave can put that in there if they can, or it could be subtle. It could be a picture of something that might be what you thought. And like I said, with tarot, what you didn't get and what you don't have is usually something you're afraid of. So how do we resist the negative charge onto what you want because you didn't get it. So that is why you identify your gift, something that flows to you effortlessly and endlessly. And you then go on to the next step, which is to blend your gift with the first step, your goal. So you're not, you're trying to reduce the fear level, the fear quotient with the concept of what you want. And what is the fifth step? The fifth step is kind of fun. I call it, because it was quantum affirmations, I said you create a quantumplation. And what it is you visualize in your mind's eye the future you want to get to completely, so that when you get to the point where you've won the lottery but you got all these relatives who want money, you say, I can deal with it. You visualize whatever you want. When you get to the point of, oh my God, I found the one. Well, the one might leave his socks in the living room, and it might be a real annoyance. And, everything is not perfect, and things come with the territory. So when you do your contemplation, and then that's where I found out quantum templation has the concept of temple in it, and it's connected with doing an augury. The word temple comes from doing an augury, predicting the future. And you're not predicting the future when you do your vision board oracle and do your vision board, but you're trying to link up with it because your subconscious is powerful and can get you where you want to go. And the best way to do it is to do your contemplation in the morning and at night before you go to sleep, morning when you wake up, to tell your powerful subconscious, not only that this is what I want, but this is what I want. I see the problems connected with it, and I will deal with them. And of course, it never happens the way you think it's going to happen, but it happens. I mean, we've seen amazing things happen.
Yes.
Well, before I even wrote Quantum Affirmations, Amy and I one day said, let's visualize. We made a shelf talker for Barnes and Noble, and for, what was the other one that used to
I
exist?
made up one.
Well, Amy made a shelf talker, a little sign that goes on the shelf at Barnes and Noble underneath the line of books. And we made it up about our books, and it was Borders. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. So we did it for those things. And then we said to the salespeople from the company we were with at the time, why can't we have our own shelf at Barnes and Noble? And they're like, well, maybe you're out of your mind, because that's not happening. And we made the shelf talker, we visualized it, and wouldn't you know it, we got a deal. A friend of ours, this has happened before, a friend of ours went from the One Spirit Book Club to being the person who was the editorial director for Sterling, which was then part of Barnes and Noble, and we had our own shelf. And it wasn't because she did anything, it was they realized that we should have our own shelf, and they did it. So is it magic? Kinda. I mean,
You have to believe it.
right. But once again, the clearer you can see is the clearer it can be. And so, God, Amy, this has been so much fun watching you do this. I'm surprised I was able to do it.
I can't talk and do it at the same time.
I'm sorry. So the 5 steps, once again: what do you want? Why didn't you get it? What's the gift that flows to you effortlessly and endlessly? So you're going to entangle your gift with your goal as the 4th stage, as a way of saying, every time you think about your goal, I want to meet the one, you imagine yourself doing what you do beautifully, which, let's say, it's cooking. So instead of like tensing up, when I do psychic work, I always tell people yes or no is the easiest one, because yes feels like, yes, oh, your chest opens up, and no feels like, you just shrivel up. It's the same thing when you're doing visualizations and you get to the point where you're afraid, because that's really what it is. you shrivel up, you stop it, you block the energy. But if you get to the point where it's like, I want my goal, and instead of feeling bad about it, you then visualize yourself cooking. I know that sounds weird, but it does require you to accept the fact that you're a powerful person. And that's one of the beautiful things about Oracle cards. It's one of the beautiful things about vision boards. It's one of the beautiful things about my quantum affirmations technique. It's in line with Einstein's theory of either everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. And as an Aquarius extremist, which I am, I'm more along the lines of everything is a miracle. And yes, the ride does end, but you might as well enjoy yourself while you're riding, right? So the vision board concept is so important because it makes a tangible material. It's like the first manifestation of your goal is the vision board. And if you can do that, and you can hang it up or lean it up or
Remind yourself.
to remind yourself to do your quantum affirmations or your affirmations technique, at the very least, some stuff's going to happen that you're going to say to yourself, huh, that's surprising. I remember when that was just an idea, and now it's real. Does anybody have any questions about anything? It could be about tarot, astrology, anything.
Because we have 15 minutes.
Wow, we put an hour and 46 minutes on the board. We're good. That just, I really can't talk, Jesus. So does anybody have any questions about anything that I've said? I probably have a lot of questions about what I've said.
There's just some comments in the chat about thank you, and about how what you said made a lot of sense.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, and that's what I've tried to put in the Vision Board Oracle, and I'm putting in the new things that I'm doing. I mean, I have been so lucky. If it wasn't for Amy's roommate, her college roommate, Rupert Smith, who did all the printing, a lot of the printing
1969.
in 1969 for Andy Warhol, he went on to do all the printing for him. Rupert got Amy into tarot and astrology. And at the time, I was a rock and roll musician. And I was with a band that was like Fish. We'd stand up and play. We were really stoned, but we were really good also. And he looked at it, he said, well, the music's okay, but you're going to make it as a writer. And that's
looking at your chart.
Looking at my astrology chart. And let me tell you, I did not think I was going to be a writer. It had never even occurred to me to be a writer. And yet, that's what happened. We would go, thanks to Rupert, Amy went to take lessons in astrology. When I met Amy, she was studying astrology. I was studying Amy, so I learned astrology because I used to think it was bullshit. And then I was having so much fun with astrology that people at some Hamptons parties said to me, why can't you make some way that we can enjoy astrology when you're not here? And rather than take that personally, because I am an Aquarius, I decided to invent a game. And that's how I invented karma cards, which is all the signs, planets, and houses broken up into sentence fragments. And when they line up, you have planet, sign, and house. It makes 6 sentences across. Lifetime TV licensed it for me. They called it the slot machine of fate. And that was my first thing. And it came out the same year that it was discovered that Nancy Reagan was using an astrologer. And Penguin Books raised the printing from 15,000 to 45,000. And it's been selling ever since. But the Vision Board Oracle is the sum total of everything we've ever done. It's magic. It's my dream realized. It's a surprise. The Amy Zerner Museum is going to feature this particular vision board because the vision board you're looking at on your screen is the one that we did here at our first vision board party. Oh my, we did it.
We'll go back to us.
I'm going to go back to us.
Can anybody share your vision boards that you made?
Well, maybe not everybody's as fast as you.
I don't know if they're in the condition.
Well, you got to push the pause. Okay. We found out the hard way that if you don't push the pause, this app.
Okay, let's see. We have Marty showing hers.
Cool.
And Paula would like to show hers.
Wait, I can't see.
I'm so sorry.
Can you see now? Can you see the individuals?
Oh, great. Road trips.
Wow.
And there was a question in the chat, Amy. Do all the elements have a meaning or are some just decorative?
And
wow.
Whose vision board? Mine.
Yes. I think. Rian, how about I open you and can ask a question and then Sandra will come to you next.
No, I just asked, I see all the jewel and the stars. Do you like put a meaning into every element or are some just a decorative kind of design
No,
feature?
everything means something in the vision board. And, all my collages and tapestries are vision boards. But, I don't overanalyze. When we're designing an oracle deck, I'm more analytical because each card has a specific meaning.
Right.
But I think when you make a vision board, you want the composition, sometimes you're balancing with the elements or the colors. And you don't have to get too specific, or at least I'm so Aries, I like to be spontaneous with it. But some people are more analytical, think about.
Right. So you go with it even if you don't know the exact meaning at the beginning.
Right. So I think you have to be true to yourself with that. Sometimes sit with it or, take more time. But the main thing is to have fun.
Right.
This gives us a chance to play. You don't have to be too precious about it because you can always make a new vision board.
I love that comment. Don't get too precious about it. I think that's what stops a lot of us from completing things is we take it so seriously that it becomes a burden rather than a pleasure.
Yes. And I think, with Monte's affirmation techniques, sometimes we can trace back where that comes from, where that perfectionism comes from, or what is actually are we afraid to show it to somebody, or are we afraid? I mean, artists, if you think about how much art is in the world, you would stop yourself right there, It's like being on a ladder and looking down, or if you thought how many other books that other people wrote, why should I write a book? There's different elements, or the critic's voice, that may be from your parents or, something from your childhood. It's not good enough. It's not going to be good enough. We always have to kind of be vigilant about examining where those thoughts are coming from because mostly they're an illusion, right?
Getting back to the quantum physics concept, when they did the slit screen experiment with light, they found that an experiment is affected if it's being observed. So that might lend itself to people feeling judged, feel like they're being observed by their parents' voice or not by themselves. And that would affect what they're doing.
That makes sense. Sandra, you had a question for Amy.
Yeah, Amy, so your tapestries are so detailed and beautiful. And I was curious when you're working with the materials, do you like trace, say, the design of a butterfly or a bird onto the material and then cut it out? Do you draw things onto the material? Like
really a combination. Sometimes I'll find a vintage scarf and there'll be an interesting part of it. In my studio, I have bins and boxes of all kinds of, I've always collected things from thrift shops and vintage stores. So sometimes there's such interesting things of the time from the 50s or the 40s and everything's sacred and then nothing is sacred when you're cutting into things. So, sometimes I go in the closet if I need that. I remember once Monte bought a beautiful Asian
smoking jacket.
It's a smoking jacket. He's standing there from the thrift shop trying it on, and I'm like cutting the bottom off because it had such cool medallions on it. But I really feel like I paint with the things, or one element will trigger another element, and sometimes I'll have to make that element that is needed, and sometimes I find it, and sometimes somebody comes to the door with, a bag of little stash. Every woman has a stash, you know, of beautiful things that they might not use or they think they're going to use, you know, bits of lace. And so my whole studio, those are the materials that I paint with. I really feel like I paint with them. And they come magically, just what we were talking about, magically. When I need something, I'll find it. Or when I'm looking for something else, I'll discover something. I'm pretty organized. You know, I have a bin of trees, a bin of stars, a bin of
Colors.
Egyptian things, colors.
And by the way, the bins that you see behind us, that's just the beginning. There's a second story.
I'm not a hoarder. No.
There's a second story to this building, and it really is filled to the brim.
Yes, I've been there once. Thank you. And thank you, Monte, for everything you're saying. And I put a comment in there, you know, when I first met you guys, I was so full of resistance. And I've just stayed open and listened and listened. And now this new one has really been this vision board deck and really amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. I really think it's the best thing we've ever done.
And thank you. It means so
Fabulous.
much, especially with the work that you do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow, we actually did 2 hours and it didn't seem like 2 hours.
I know. For us, maybe for.
Wait, have we seen everybody's thing? Wait, I've been writing the volume control.
Joyce, go ahead.
Oh my
And
God,
you got Joyce and Sharona.
So cool. Oh, you guys, you're artists, of course. You
And
went all
Paula
over.
again. And Lisa, can you hold yours up?
Can you
Or
send me
no?
pictures? I'd
There's
love to share them.
Lisa's a good gluer.
Kathleen. Let's see where you are. Hold on. There you are. Hey, Kathleen.
There we go. Okay, so this is something I had made before. Oh, shoot, but I was using this to inspire me today. And it's really cool because it was called an emotional charge card. So I'm sorry, I think I have the blur on my
Yeah.
thing and I don't know how to remove it.
There's a picture of you in it. That's
Yeah, so I put myself in the center there, and that was on from a retreat. And then so I just took things that were really resonated with myself, like this little pig. It's like, you know, about being yourself. And is it working there? I'm so sorry. I should have cut the blur off before I started this.
I tried
But
it
anyway.
before. It's hard when the blur comes on.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
But it's really cool because I really like this thing, this concept, because this was a challenge for me to do these creative projects. And so I really love how you're infusing all of this work. And I've got my cards and I have some things I had already cut out. And so it's getting easier for me to be more creative with things like that. And then also just even on the back, instead of continuing it, I infused it with, because of like words and affirmations on the back of it to support what is on the front.
I meant to share that a friend of mine who also teaches vision board classes, she has people write their goal before they glue everything down.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. And also she has them hold the board to their heart before they start working on it. But it is very therapeutic and calming, and you know, it's something that you can accomplish in a couple of hours. So I think that's a great asset also. The sense of completion.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Susan, hold on one second. Okay, Susan.
Hey y'all, I just wanted to ask about the contemplation. So if singing is my gift and I want to have hernia surgery and walk and lose weight, do I sing about walking? Do I sing about hernia surgery? Do I sing about these things?
That's pretty cool.
I love that. Well, that's a good one because you sing into, also in your visualization, you can sing into the whole surgery, that it's going well, you know, sing a happy song and a healing song. And for the walking, you might want to just listen to music or your own voice singing. But I think that's such an important part of your life that definitely is your gift.
I don't think you have to sing, but I think in the visualization, you should, like, you can see yourself on the operating table singing. It's like, well, but here's the thing, forget what I said. It's whatever you want. That's what it's all about, is empowering yourself. Do you know what I mean? That's the essence of.
Because we feel empowered when we're using our gift.
Right.
Okay.
The purpose is to, think about a charged particle can't go through, and you want to negate the particle's charge, so you want to take the edge off what you want to see happen. Like, I want to stop coughing. But my God, wasn't this fun, everybody?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Lauren.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for everyone for being here. It was great to be able to help out, and it's exciting. Thanks, Monte and Amy.
I think we might even do this again. It was so much fun.
Yeah, we could do it again. We can have a renewal, a reunion for Ask the Oracles and have some new people come too. It'll be great.
You should definitely do Ask the Oracles.
Okay, so let's get our cow. Oh, the hat is back.
The hat
is in the
Jeff
house.
has his Ask the Oracles hat on. We got to do it.
That sounds good. Well, it's so good to have everybody. Our time actually is over, so I'm going to stop the recording. But thank you again for coming. Thanks, Monte and Amy. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. This was legendary.
Thank you.
Love y'all. Thank you so much.
Love you too.